OMG, Freya? Are you there? Hey, I'm trying to talk to you right now.
I'm sorry, what is it? What do you want to talk about, Lucy?
What took you so long to get back to me, huh? If I text you, you should respond to me in no more than a minute. That's just common courtesy. I mean, are we friends that go way back, or aren't we? It really is the least you can do.
I'm sorry, Lucy, but some of us have jobs and don't have time to stare at our phones all day. I'm more than happy to talk to you, but you have to be patient.
I don't care about what lame excuse you have. Just get back to me right away when I text you.
Are you going to tell me what it is you want?
What do you mean, what do I want?
I mean, did you message me just to tell me to respond to you quickly, or did you have something you actually wanted to tell me about?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Is it true that you and Jackson are going to be getting married?
I take it that you received our wedding invitation then?
I did, yeah. And then I went to your mom to ask her just what kind of guy this Jackson fellow really is. But is it true that he makes almost $150,000 just working freelance?
Wait a second. You started looking into my husband before you even came to me to talk about him?
I also heard that he's really handsome. So basically, you have a really rich, sexy, freelance fiancé. Just what kind of work does he actually do to earn money like that? Do you have any pictures of him? Tell me what kind of girl he likes.
Those are all rather personal questions about him that I don't feel comfortable answering.
Oh, come on. Are you seriously going to shut me down like that?
Well, could you at least pretend like the reason you want to see a photo of him isn't because you heard he was handsome?
So you admit it, and now you're just going to try and hide him from me. That's so mean.
If you want to learn about him, I guess you'll just have to wait for the wedding and reception to learn a little more about him.
Well, what's the difference if I learn about him now or later? Just hurry up and tell me what I want to know about him.
Look, I'm not going to have this conversation like this, alright? I'm really busy planning for the wedding and don't have time for this. Please only message me if it's some kind of emergency, okay?
I can't believe you, Freya. I thought that you and I were still friends after all this time. Oh no! I can't believe this! I can't believe that I slept in!
You slept in? What do you mean?
I mean that I'm hopping on the bus right now!
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to show up. Were you really just sleeping in? Well, we're about to start the lunch, so you might still be able to make it for that.
Oh man, so I already missed so much of it, and here I was wanting to take my time and see what kind of men were going to be there.
Lucy, can you please not use my wedding for a chance to pick up men?
Oh, Freya, even though you're getting married, you're still so naive. I'm not coming to pick up men. I'm coming to find the man who instantly falls head over heels in love with me. Even if that man happens to be Jackson.
And just what does my fiancé have to do with any of those?
Well, I warned what might happen if you didn't show me a picture of Jackson, so whatever comes next is your fault.
You better not even think about trying to make it past that Jackson. Got it?
Oh, I'm so scared. And just what do you think Jackson would think if he knew this is how you talk to people in private?
All I'm asking of you is not to cause a scene at my wedding, okay?
Whatever you say, Freya. Whatever you say. Hey, Freya! I thought of some more questions that I just had to ask you. I just really want to see what your fiancé looks like. I don't want to have to wait another week for the wedding. So just show me a picture of him now. And you should probably think about showing him a picture of me as well. It would just be awful for your fiancé to suddenly see me at his wedding and fall in love since I'm so much prettier than you. I feel like you'd save yourself a lot of trouble if you just did what I said. In fact, you might want to think about just preparing yourself to be let down on your wedding day. What if Jackson and I lock eyes and in that moment realize that we're meant for each other? I know it's not guaranteed, but it's more likely than you think. So just show me a picture of him and make sure to show him a picture of me too. I'll be waiting. Hey, you have got some serious explaining to do, Freya. Jackson is totally my type. I'm sure that him and I are destined to be together. And you guys are still in the middle of your lunch, right? But Jackson's waiting outside the hall? I guess this is my chance. Time to see if Jackson is my soulmate.
What the heck are all these messages, Lucy? I'm just reading all of them right now. And you weren't even at my wedding. So what are you talking about?
Well, it's just that I was right. It turns out that Jackson and I are soulmates. So I took your husband and ran off with him.
No, seriously, what are you even talking about?
There's no use in trying to stop us. We already did it.
Excuse me? I have no idea what any of this is about.
I mean that I found Jackson outside of the banquet room. Took him to the bathroom and him and I did it there.
That's not what I mean. I don't understand what you're saying because Jackson is right here with me.
Come on now. You're gonna have to come up with a better lie than that. How are you going to pretend like your husband didn't ditch you in the middle of your wedding?
I'm not pretending anything. The wedding went as planned and without a hitch. The ceremony is over, and I invited some of the guests over to my parents for another small gathering.
I don't get why you're trying to trick me like this when I already know none of that is true. Anyways, you might hear from me at some point in the future. But for the time being, I think you and I need some space from each other.
Lucy, I really don't think that you know what's going on right now.
It's too late. Your man is already mine.
I seriously think you're making a mistake here. Lucy! You made a huge mistake! Do you even realize what you've done? You didn't sleep with my fiancé! You didn't sleep with Jackson! There was another wedding going on in the same venue as ours, and that's the groom who you slept with! Have your parents not reached out to tell you any of this? Things are going crazy over here, so go to your parents' place and talk to them! You're not even reading my messages. Did you block me or something? Lucy, I'm serious. This is really bad.
Freya, are you there? I really need your help. Please? Why are you suing Jackson and I? Are we really going to have to pay all the cancellation fees for your wedding? Can't you just forgive us as old friends and a former fiancé? I know that you're not really this vengeful of a person, so please, just make it all stop.
Wow, Lucy, I'm surprised to be hearing from you. But just what are you wanting my help with?
What do you mean? Didn't you just send me this letter letting me know that you're going to be suing me for ruining your wedding?
I did not, actually. Did you even read where that letter was sent from?
But who else could it be from? It has to be you.
You mean you didn't even check to see who it's from? At least do that before reaching out to me.
Okay, hold on. Wait, who the heck is Lizzie?
I imagine that Lizzie is probably the former fiancé of the man you stole on my wedding day.
Wait, what do you mean?
Did you even read any of the messages that I tried to send you the night of my wedding?
I have no idea what you're talking about at all.
I sent you a message explaining how there were 2 weddings happening, mine and one other. You stole the groom from the other wedding, not mine. And I'm assuming that this Lizzie woman was the one who was going to marry whoever this guy of yours is.
Wait, hold on a second. This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I'm assuming that even their jobs are different, right? Because I already told you that Jackson makes his money working as a freelance. What does your man do for a living?
Well, he just stays at home all day, so I assumed that meant he was a freelance. Working freelance means that you do everything from home, right?
Are you really telling me you've been with this man for 6 whole months and haven't realized you got the wrong person?
Well, I've just been out working so much these past 6 months. Jackson told me that he didn't have any money since it all went into the wedding, and that we'd both have to work for a while.
I really can't believe you let yourself be tricked into dating a complete stranger for a whole half a year.
No, you aren't right. This is all just some kind of prank or something.
Why don't you go and ask your Jackson for the truth then?
Fine, I will. I don't believe it! Their names are completely different!
I take it that you finally checked on what this mystery man's name actually is?
I thought that I'd seen his driver's license at least once, but I can't actually remember.
I don't believe you. How you could go through all the trouble of trying to steal someone's fiancé and then not even make sure you had the right guy? And here I thought you two were soulmates.
But I really did think I had the right person.
Well, anyways, since you stole this other woman's man, I think she's well within her right to punish the two of you. Just don't come crying to me about it. It's not my problem.
You can't actually mean that, right?
I think that maybe you should just actually read through that letter you got and make sure you have all the details before you make another move.
Well, I tried reaching out to my parents before you, but I think they might have changed the numbers and I can't get a hold of them.
Your parents sold their house and moved a while back.
Wait, what?
And your dad quit his job too.
But why? Why would they do that without telling me?
Well, they felt so guilty for what you did that when this other woman managed to track them down, they agreed to pay for the private investigator who she hired to track you two down. But it took so long to find you both that they burned through all their savings and finally had to sell their house.
So then, where are they? What's happened to their home?
I don't know. I just know that they sold their house and moved. But I don't know their new address or even what their numbers are now.
Well, then you're the only one who can help me now.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's all your fault if you think about it. You never told me there were 2 weddings that day, so you kind of owe me, don't you think?
You know, I didn't even want to invite you to my wedding in the first place.
What are you talking about, Freya?
I mean that ever since we were in school together, you're always trying to steal boyfriends from other girls. In fact, the only reason I invited you was because our parents used to be close business partners, and I didn't want to risk hurting those ties. But then you had the nerve to try and use that chance to steal my fiancé from me.
Freya, please! You know this has all just been a big misunderstanding. You have to forgive me. I really had no idea what I was getting myself into at all. Please, you have to listen to me.
So, if you want to talk about responsibility, why don't you go look in a mirror first? But don't you come begging to me for help, because at the end of the day, Jackson, the real Jackson, that is, and I, have nothing to do with any of this. If you want help, you're barking up the wrong tree. You got yourself into this mess, and now you're going to have to get yourself out of it.
Freya, please don't be like this. I'm so sorry.
I don't care. Don't come to me for help with problems that you got yourself into. And don't even cause trouble for my family again, or I will call the police.
So you're really not going to help me at all?
Goodbye, Lucy. It turns out that Lucy and this other guy had actually gone to courthouse to get married. And yet, somehow, she still hadn't learned his name. But after being served with a lawsuit, the two of them decided to divorce. As part of the settlement, Lucy was offered a job at a factory belonging to the woman whose fiancé she stole's parents. She had no choice but to take it in order to help her pay down her legal fees. Not only that, but I heard part of the deal was that Lucy would have to live in the company's dorms with an ankle bracelet and have her every move carefully watched by her bosses. I only hope that this serves as a good lesson for Lucy, if she ever manages to free herself from all that debt. As for Jackson and I, we really weren't all that affected by any of Lucy's antic, since she had the wrong guy from the very beginning. I remember that Jackson had told me he thought I was worried too much when I said that I didn't want to invite Lucy, but he quickly realized how narrowly he had dodged a bullet. Throughout all of this, however, the ones I feel most sorry for are Lucy's parents. They were never able to tame Lucy's wild spirit when she was a student, and it's clear she took the same attitude she had then into adulthood. Although, when I told Lucy that I didn't know where her parents had moved to, or how to contact them, that was a lie. They had asked me to keep that a secret from Lucy, in case she ever showed up again. Instead, even though they lost their business, my parents found work for them at a branch company near their new house. It was the least they felt they could do for such old business partners.
Hey, Deb, you have some real nerve. Do you know that? I mean, really, just what kind of game are you trying to play here? I want to know why you're hanging out with my fiancé so much. Just what are you getting at? Wait, what? What is all this about? Who even are you and how did you get my number? Wait a second, I recognize the name now. Isn't this Lindsay? We used to work together, right? I remember now, I used to be your supervisor. That's right. I'm glad you deem me worthy enough to remember. But what I want to know is just what do you think you're doing hanging around with my boyfriend all the time? Your boyfriend? I don't even know who that is. Oh, don't you play dumb with me. You're not fooling anyone at all, you know. Just come out and admit it. You've been stalking my boyfriend for a long time now, and I know it. You think that I'm stalking someone? I literally don't even know the person who I would be stalking. This is just ridiculous. What's ridiculous is the fact that you're almost 50 years old now, right? So what I want to know is why an old hag like you is hanging around with a young man in his 20s. Don't you see how wrong that is for you to do that? Look, Lindsay, I can promise you that I'm not stalking anyone at all, okay? You're lying to me and I know it. I've seen you do it myself so many times. I know that you're stalking my boyfriend, and it is seriously starting to piss me off, so just quit it. I still literally don't even know who you're talking about right now. I talk to and hang out with a lot of different people, so it's possible that your boyfriend is one of those people, but you still haven't even told me who that is. Tall guy, always wears a suit, broad shoulders. Does that ring enough bells for you? I work in an office where everyone wears suits, so no, if that's all you have to describe this person, then I still have no clue. Why don't you just tell me this person's name so we can stop playing this text version of Guess Who? You really think that I'm going to use my boyfriend's name in a conversation with his stalker? I wouldn't dream of it. Well, that's your choice, I suppose. But I just really think that this is the least effective way to go about doing this. I don't remember asking your opinion on that. Just make sure that you keep away from my boyfriend. Do you understand me? I literally don't understand you because first of all, I'm not stalking anyone, and second of all, I'm married. I literally have a husband and a son. I don't believe this. You're even worse than I thought. You mean to tell me that you have a loving family at home and you choose to go after my poor boyfriend? Although, I bet if I had to guess, my boyfriend would probably have to be around the same age as your son. Which makes all of this even worse. You're disgusting trying to go after someone your son's age. You're an old, washed-up cow and you need to learn to stick to your own age bracket. Got it? I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you that there is no stalking going on before you believe me. Shut up! I am sick and tired of having this conversation. Just make sure that you never, ever go near my boyfriend. Ever again. Oh, David, I'm home.
Welcome back, Mom. I really missed you. I can't believe your work sent you on an overseas business trip for 6 whole months.
Thank you, son. It really is nice to be back. I can't believe that I was gone for so long either. You know, I was actually supposed to arrive yesterday, but the weather was just awful. And then there were technical problems with my plane, and it was just a disaster.
Well, I'm just glad that you're back today. After all, I'm getting married tomorrow, and I was worried that you weren't gonna make it when you told me you were pushing your arrival back.
I really am sorry for worrying you. I was pretty worried about missing it myself. More than that, though, I feel so bad that I haven't been able to meet your fiancé once. I know that you both started dating a while before I left, but we were always so busy, and then I left for my trip.
Well, don't worry. You two will have plenty of time to get to know each other from here on out, and you'll finally get to meet her at the wedding. I've told her all about you, so I think you should just rest up and get ready for tomorrow.
That's very sweet of you, David. And yes, I really should go get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the big day.
Have a nice night, Mom.
You too, sweetie. I'm so proud of you. Okay, now you've really gone too far, Deb. Just what the heck do you think you're doing at my wedding right now, huh? I thought I told you to stay away from my boyfriend, so why are you here on my big day? Please don't tell me that the boyfriend you were telling me to stay away from back then is the same man that you're marrying now. Of course it is. David's my fiancé, and by the end of the day, he'll be my husband. But before that can happen, I needed to make sure that you left so you didn't ruin the whole thing. I know that you were up to something. And is that really your excuse for what you did to me? The moment you saw my face, you grabbed me by the collar and dragged me out of the venue and threw me on the lawn. Then, when I tried to get back in, you told the staff to make sure that I didn't step a foot inside. Just what are you trying to pull with that, huh? What do you mean, what am I planning? My plan is to keep an old cradle robber like you out of my wedding so that I can marry my fiancé in peace. Be that as it may, I'm only here to watch my son get married. Well, you must have gotten the wrong place, because the only wedding happening here today is ours. That's exactly what I mean. This is the wedding that I'm trying to attend. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have no idea what you're saying. Maybe you're already getting Alzheimer's, you old hag. Let me spell this out for you then. David is my son. I am David's mother. Get it now? Wait, what do you mean by that? Okay, let's make this even simpler. My last name is Fairbanks, right? David's last name is Fairbanks. Are you starting to put it together now? I don't know if you just never picked up on that, or just didn't bother to even ask to see a picture of your own fiancé's mother. And I'm also sorry that as his mother, I didn't make more of an effort to meet you. You're not making any sense at all right now, Deb. I mean, just how can David be your son? I guess the ages would make sense for you to be his mom, but just because you have the same last name doesn't mean you two are related. Besides, I remember that in the office you used to go by Baker. Right. Well, that was my maiden name. Your maiden name? Are you kidding me? I guess I'll explain all this to you too. When I first started working for the company where you later joined, I was unmarried, and all the paperwork there had me under my maiden name. Apparently, it would have been a lot of paperwork and a big hassle to edit everything in the system, so I just told my boss to not worry about it and keep using my maiden name for simplicity's sake. I think that if you ask around where you work for other women who started single and got married on the job, you'll see that this isn't uncommon. No, that can't be right. You're just making up excuses and trying to confuse me, aren't you? Do you really think that I'm going to be fooled by some perverted grandma like you so easily? Sounds to me like you just don't want to admit that I'm really David's mother. Of course I don't want to admit that, because it's simply not true. David told me that his mom manages her own company that deals with overseas trade. Basically, she's the total opposite of the sad, pathetic stalker that you are. She's actually done something with her life and owns her own company. She even went on a business trip for 6 months in another country. I doubt you've ever done anything like that in your life. And today is going to be the first day that I meet her. Well, you were mostly correct about everything that you just said. You mean like the part about you being a pathetic stalker? I'm well aware. Anyways, why don't you go ahead and tell David that his mother has gone home? Wait, what do you mean? Just tell him that you and I had a chance to meet and that I went home afterwards. I can't believe you're still trying to peddle this lie to me.
Hey, Mom, where are you? I've been waiting around since early this morning to see you. I really want you to come and meet Lindsay before everything starts.
Oh, we actually just met, dear. Didn't you hear from Lindsay?
What do you mean, so you're here already?
Well, about 20 minutes ago, I introduced myself, and she started screaming about how I was stalking you. Then she threw me out of the venue and prevented me from going back in. Just mention her old boss, Miss Baker. I'm sure she'll get the message.
Lindsay said that you were stalking me. I don't get it.
She did, and now I'm on my way to the emergency room.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, when she threw me out of your wedding, I tripped down some stairs and fell on my knee. It's starting to swell up a bit, so I think I need to get it checked out.
But I don't get it. Besides, didn't you come with Dad? Where is he?
Your dad was busy parking the car, and then apparently he forgot something and had to go back to the parking lot. It was all while he was away that this happened. But he's with me now and taking me to the hospital. Anyways, if you wouldn't mind telling Lindsay that I'm actually your mother, I think it would save us all a lot of time.
Right, got it.
This can't be happening. I don't believe it. You really were his mother this whole time. Why didn't you tell me before I did what I did? But I did tell you. I explained to you in great detail, actually. But you should have done more to make me understand. Well, I wanted to tell you in person, but before I could get a word out, you threw me down the steps. After that, I had no choice but to type it all out for you. Except you decided to ignore all of that and continue to treat me like a stalker. But that's only because I really did think you were lying. I mean, I thought that you were just some jealous old lady who quit because she knew she couldn't compete with me. But I had no idea that you left to start your own business and travel all over the world. Well, you basically took the words from my mouth. I only left that old job to start my own business. Me quitting didn't have anything to do with you, though. It didn't, at all? Although I do remember you quite clearly from those days, and it doesn't seem like you've changed one bit. Well, please come back to the wedding. It's okay now that I know you're really David's mom. I believe you now. I'm afraid I couldn't do that if I wanted to. I'm at the hospital right now because of what you did to my knee. So, you won't come back? David, please, you have to reconsider. I really am so sorry. I didn't do it to be mean. I just made a little mistake.
I just want to ask one thing, Lindsay. When you saw me walk up to you with my mom, did you really think that I was just having a casual chat with a woman who was stalking me? It's not like I haven't shown you any picture of my mom. Did you really just not realize that her and my so-called stalker were the same person?
I just don't remember, that's all.
You've got to be kidding me.
I really didn't know they were the same person.
Even if you didn't, you acted before you even bothered checking who my mom really was. You didn't even try to use your words or act like a responsible adult. And that's why I knew that I just couldn't marry you.
Please, we can still make this work.
Maybe you can, but I can't. I never want to hear from you again.
When I got to the hospital on the day of what was supposed to be my son's wedding, I was grateful that my doctor said my knee wasn't seriously injured. Apparently, Lindsay somehow heard that the injuries were quite light and tried to use that to get David to take her back. She told him that I was going to make a full recovery and that in the end there was no permanent damage, so there was no point in canceling the marriage. In response, David told her that he was going to send her my hospital bills, as well as the cancellation fees for all their wedding plans. When she heard just how much that was going to be in total, she knew she couldn't pay it and begged even harder to put this all behind them. Of course, my son just ignored her, but Lindsay didn't give up and continued to follow David around, begging him to take her back. Finally, David felt like he had no choice but to go to the court and ask for a restraining order from his crazy stalker.